Well, Merry Christmas, guys, and Happy New Year. I know Christmas is already past. Marv and I are rocking our ugly sweaters here for representing Die Hard 1988 movie.
Yep, live from California.
No, yeah, California, New York, wherever it took place.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're here to talk about the Golden Schlong.
The Golden Schlong
Awards.
Yeah.
And then the nominations, and actually scratch that. When you mentioned this to me, I was kind of curious how did this all come about?
Well, did you peek on the forum and
a little bit. Basically, it from what I read, it was like comparing different audio gear, kind of like the Oscars.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, right? I think this came about maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
Just with the forum, and it was meant to be kind of a joke, but also not as a joke. And the reason is, a lot of gear just kind of gets awards.
Okay.
So, it's kind of funny, right? It's almost like every piece of new gear that comes out every year, there's some kind of award for it, and they're like a million different categories.
Yeah.
And we wanted to, the serious part of it was we wanted to kind of do our own awards, but be very selective about it, and not necessarily always mention something that's brand new. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that is new that's interesting, but one of the key things about the awards is there's three different categories, right, or three different designations, right? One is for excellence, the other is for value, and the third, which is kind of my favorite, is longevity, because there's a lot of stuff that comes out, people like it for a year, and then they move on to the next thing and never hear about it, right? So, I mean, if you know something that's been around for 3 years or 5 years and people still like it, I mean, there's something to be said for that.
Okay, I thought longevity was the whole, you keep using it after a year and it keeps going, kind of like how you beat the crap out of a Mustang, or at least an old Mustang, and it keeps going.
I think it's more like, certain movies, right? Certain movies are, are classic, right? You just like them forever. I don't know, I don't know. But yeah, Die Hard's one of them, right? Conan the Barbarian always comes to mind.
Oh my God,
right?
yeah. Okay.
Right, it's stuff like that, right? I mean, those are movies that are great, right? They're movies that have won Oscars, or actors who have won Oscars, and it's like a one-time thing, like that Queen Freddie Mercury thing.
Okay.
Like I don't want to watch that anymore ever again. And I don't think the actor was all that great. I mean, and he was good in as Freddie Mercury, right? But as a villain in James Bond, oh my God, he sucked. I don't know if you saw that movie, but he was horrible as a Bond villain. So it's like, okay, his career's over. We're not going to see him anything anymore, right? So, but that's the whole thing behind longevity, right? I think that means something, right? And then if we think about the Oscars. Gene Hackman, right? He's never won an Academy Award, but they finally gave him one, right? Just for being so good in so many films, right?
Yeah.
But he was, I mean, let's face it, he just probably wasn't good looking enough, you know? So, I mean, yeah. But,
you gotta have that.
Yeah.
If you're not good looking in Hollywood, or they just kind of kick you to the curb.
Yeah.
That's
so
sad.
But we're trying to get away from the flash, right? What's legitimately good, and so anyway, the Schlong thing was just kind of a joke. It actually came about from I think Mike Moffat at Shit, Jason's business partner, and he'd talk about just how stuff was expensive, and he used going like this with Schlong thing, right?
Yeah.
About it, because it's kind of a male dominated hobby.
Yeah,
right, so it's kind of like comparing schlongs or whatever. So that was kind of the joke aspect of it, and
gotcha.
From then originally I think it was just the Golden Schlong.
Okay.
And then I think you saw we have different categories now. The silver dog.
Silver,
and then there's
golden, silver, and then the bronze.
Brown. No, there's no bronze. I think there's no. It's the brown starfish.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna say anything more about that, but that's kind of the award for something that's really crappy.
We have some of those on our list.
Yes.
So we'll be sure to mention that.
The brown starfish, and so those are the three different categories. So one thing before we begin for the nominations, and this is the nominations right now, is this guy Adam Snetman. I figured I'd give him a little plug.
Okay.
He designed the logos for the Golden Schlong and the Silver Dong.
Okay.
And he's really good. He's worked for, I've seen his work for a couple companies now.
Okay.
So it's just, again, it's just a plug. You know, he's not paying me anything. I think he's a great design artist.
Okay.
So, you know, anyone who sees this video, if you're, you know, if you got a company, you need a logo made, and, you know, no, he's not going to do it for $50. I mean, you know, he's pricey, but it's worth it because this is your corporate brand.
Yeah.
You know, corporate logo. I mean, that's important. And if you're a real company, think about paying him to get a logo done.
Okay.
So,
Nicely
you know.
done, Adam. All right, so let's get into our categories here. So we have the Campfire Audio Astrolith.
Yeah.
Some of your thoughts on that one were, you got it. You had it for excellence.
Yes. So I have a video on that. You know, I think that's a no-brainer. That's a it's a planar IEM that really wowed me, and the few people who've heard it, they really like it. You know, Ken Ball has you know, agreed to you know, arrange for a loaner for Super Best Audio Friends, so that's going to go out.
Cool.
I hope more people can listen to it.
Okay.
The tuning is a little bit V-shaped. It's bassy. You know, the highs are a little bit elevated, but just a little bit tastefully done. I think it's great. For excellence, yes. You know, for longevity, it's just been out. You know, we'll see how things play out, right?
Okay.
For value, not very much. It's really pricey. You know, it's over $2,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have the Pi2 Design Mercury 3 streamer.
Oh yeah, the Pi2, right?
Pi2,
and we did the comparison with that with the Mercury.
Yep.
Right, and that. With that, I mean the Pi2 Design Mercury 3, right, versus the Wiim Pro.
Yep, we
right?
did a video on that one. Yep.
Yeah. So
you marked all three for excellence, longevity, and value.
Yeah, because, you know, the company's been around for a while. The basic nuts and bolts of this network streamer hasn't changed much. It's kind of an evolution.
Okay.
And that's why I think it's, you know, there's a longevity thing. There's a Mercury 1 version 2, and this is version 3, and they get incrementally better.
Okay.
So, you know, that's why I put the longevity there, because, you know, they've been around forever. And in terms of value, I think this is what, maybe, I don't remember, maybe $500, $400.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with something that I feel is you know, really truly audiophile quality. Right?
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I did listen to that, our previous video. I did give high praise for the Mercury versus the Wiim. What was it? Wiim went out with a whimper?
Wiim, yeah.
Wiim out with a whimper, yeah.
Yeah, out with a whimper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Next we have the ZMF Caldera closed.
Yeah, that's one that you've heard before. You know, it was the closed.
The closed
one.
headphone, yeah.
Yeah, it was, you know, it was pretty good. The thing is, you've stated your preference for open headphones.
Yes, I like the feel of the open headphones a lot better than closed.
Yeah, but this is the Caldera closed is interesting. It's a planar. What did I say about it?
You said. Let's see. You said almost want to give it longevity designation because so many people have heard it. What closed planar exists that doesn't sound all wonky and hit? ? This is the only one that I am aware of. Not only that, nearly hits all the capabilities of nano diaphragm planars but without their downsides. And then 90% of the speed and articulation with 0% the timbre oddities and plenty of bass slam. Not cheap though.
Yeah. So I think it's good. It's doesn't quite get all the, you know, fine, or I wouldn't even say fine detail, but at least the snappiness and transit response and speed of some of the super expensive planars, but it gets close enough. I think the really amazing thing is a lot of, you haven't heard a lot of closed headphones, but a lot of closed headphones, they sound really weird.
Okay, I kind of got that. I couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
I can jam, but I kind of got that. I just didn't know how to really describe it.
Yeah.
If I said they were weird, there's like a whole smorgasbord of, well, what do you mean by weird?
Yeah. So, I mean, two things, you know, closed headphones tend to sound really stuffed in your head.
Yeah.
Right? And then usually they have like weird tonal stuff, like you have this weird sheet, like seashell effect or weird vocals or you know, mid-range or something that's just kind of shouty or honky. And you know, this actually sounds good.
Okay.
So it's the first one. First planar, closed planar that I feel that actually sounds normal in terms of tonal signature.
Okay. And then we mentioned the Wiim Pro streamer. That got none of the marks for excellence value or longevity.
Well, that's the brown starfish.
That is the brown starfish dominant for us right there.
That was horrible sounding. Now, there's a caveat. I haven't tested it out with the USB because people are saying, hey, try USB. I use the coaxial digital output.
Okay.
So supposedly with USB it sounds better, but I mean, my point is, a lot of DACs actually don't have USB inputs, at least in the professional world, and I like a lot of professional DACs. Like the Burl B2. There are a couple other models too, which like the Dangerous Music Convert 2. That's another one. They don't have USB input.
Gotcha.
So, but there are other DACs that do. So I'll try to see if that works with USB. And if it's decent, maybe we won't have to give it the
brown starfish.
Yeah.
Okay. ETA Ada headphone.
Oh gosh, I've got to bring them.
You checked that for value.
Yeah. They aren't too expensive. They're light. They're lightweight. They got little foam things.
Okay.
And you just kind of it's like the old Walkman headphones that are super light, and you just plug them into your iPhone. You could walk around, work out with them and stuff. They were really good workout headphones for me in the gym. I just put them on because they're super light. You just collapse them. They're the tiny size and.
Okay, are they the ones that go in your earbuds, or they go?
No, they actually go over your ear because not everyone likes jamming crap into their ear holes. You're one of them, right? So I think you might actually enjoy them. What did people say about them?
Let's see. They said it came out in 2023, but we didn't have any songs that year. ETA's answer to the small form factor portable headphones from Bayer and Sennheiser is exception they are open. The best mids in the entire headphone game as far as you're concerned, and a bargain to boot. Kicks ass for the price.
Yeah. The mids are really interesting. They use this like a biodyno type material for. I mean, love it or hate it, it does have a certain sound. I happen to love it. I think there's another person, the other fellow there who mentioned really great mids.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely something to check out.
Okay.
And to boot, gosh, I didn't bring that with me. Tommy actually 3D printed some cool things for me to put on my desk, like Marv, Super Best Audio Friends, and other things. I'll show them in another video, but the guys who run the company are super cool.
Okay.
They deserve, definitely deserve a mention.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Nitsch Sound Peitus Maximus.
Oh, the Peitus Maximus.
Yeah, you have excellence and value for that.
Yeah, this is amazing. I think he's pricing it at Christian, right? And by the way, you should probably try to, we should probably try to get Christian and have a talk, right? You should probably ask him about, the company and stuff, what he does. Yeah, this is it's a little small form factor amp. It was a collab with shit, but it sounds it's amazing for $500. I mean it does have a certain sound. It does have certain qualities. I was just curious. What did?
What was said about that one was it's the newest thing you've heard. Spent time with that. It's worth mentioning. Bought too expensive. Fantastic sound with my OG BF2 and Nitsch JR600. You listen to his combat work all day in, day out. No fatigue, lovely sound, presents a lot of sonic information without being a total dick about it. Crazy how close it can sound to bigger amps while giving value. If you get the built-in ESS card, can be with a setup for years. With the ESS DAC module, this is the transportable for travel.
Yeah, I think the last 2 points, how it's really close to some of the best solid state amps around.
Okay.
I think that's a legit thing, and if you get the little ESS card, how the shit has an ESS card built in, then it's all like an all in one. You don't have to have multiple boxes. You could, I guess, that's transportable, put in your backpack. You're traveling or something. You'd have to you're literally walking around with a high-end rig, with a pair of good headphones.
Awesome. For travelers out there, that would be a good thing to look into if you travel a lot and don't want to be without your music.
Yeah, like high-end music, right? It's high-end music in a package this big, right?
Okay.
And even with Oh, it works really good with the Astrolith too. Yeah,
Okay.
It's a really good combo. So I figured I should mention that.
Awesome. All right, combo it up. Awesome. Next up, you have the Holo Audio Red streamer. You marked that for excellent only.
What I think one person mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to get more ears on it.
Okay.
There are a lot of people on the forum who love it. I didn't really like. It just sounded too digital or too hi-fi for me.
Okay.
I like kind of a mellower, what they say is like kind of an analog, meaning a turntable,
okay,
record player type of sound.
Gotcha.
So
too not up in your face kind of.
It was a little bit too. I mean, it was warm body, but there's just something with the highs that bothered me. Now, granted, I haven't played around with it enough. It's going on loaner.
Okay.
It's definitely a contender, but I'd like to see what others have to say about it.
Okay, so we'll wait and see on that one until the verdict comes in on that one to get more ears on it. Next up, another Campfire Audio Darkstar IEM. We did a vid on that one.
We just mentioned it.
Yeah, we mentioned it.
Yeah.
We mentioned it along with the Wi-Fi router, the transmitter, and everything. That was one of the things that we mentioned. Not a bad piece of hardware. I liked them. Darkstar, I think, what were they, like $700-800?
Yeah, $700-800.
Yeah.
It was a collaboration with Massdrop, right? And they fit you too.
Yeah, because it actually bent to my ear, so that's probably a good thing. But I mentioned in the video I liked it because it actually conforms with your ear better. Music doesn't really escape as with other earphones out there. That's why I liked them. The name kind of was cool too.
It sounded damn good.
Yeah.
Right? They just sounded darn good without really. I didn't really notice anything wrong.
Yeah.
It was slightly bassy. I kind of thought they were kind of a like a junior version of the Astrolith. No,
Mm-hmm.
they're not planers, but it was definitely good. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do a review on that. I just haven't had the time to do a more formal review and a video on that coming up.
Okay. So food for thought coming up for the Darkstar. More to come on that one.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, it's kind of silly, but what, 600, 700, 800?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we can't give it value, but just things are getting really expensive these days.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but yeah. Next, you got the Darlington Labs Phono Preamps.
Right, and then what's one after that?
After that is
Nagoaka
MP500 Phono card.
Yeah, my sense is that the Darlington Lab stuff is going to be really good. I don't want to cover too much turntable or vinyl stuff because that's so esoteric.
Okay.
Like maybe 1 out of 200 audio files has something, like a turntable or record player that sounds decent.
Okay.
So I don't want to get too much into it.
Because not a lot of people have them.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But looking at it, these guys look legit. The Nagoaka MP500, yes, that's a great cartridge.
Okay.
It's definitely highly recommended. The unfortunate part is it seems to get more and more expensive every year.
Oh, really?
Yes, I mean it's what, 700, 800. I don't know what the exchange rates are. You can get them cheaper in Japan. But on the other hand, it's just like there are a lot of other great
stuff to.
There are a lot of other great cartridges too.
Okay.
There's stuff from Hana which I've heard good things about. I'm still a Denon DL103 guy when it comes to cartridges.
Okay.
That's what, I don't know, maybe 250, 350, 400 now. But let's move on. It's just not enough people.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we can have a whole video dedicated to record players. Go, ooh, yeah.
Okay. Next up on our list for nominations is the 7HZ Salnotes Zero 2 IEM.
The 7 hertz, stuff, right? And there's another one. There's two.
After that is the A positive or Apos AT.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go with the 7.
That has 7 hertz.
The 7 hertz one. I actually have not heard their stuff, but I heard really good things about them. Trusted ears, And the thing is, I think which one is this again? The 7? There's one that's.
Like what you said about it, or what you said about that was
or what others have said about it. Yeah.
Okay, what others have said about it is it gets value designation for cheap IEM front. Another person mentioned for $25 you get really dynamic driver sound quality for the price, and it doesn't sound like poop.
Okay.
Whoever said that, that's funny.
I mean, it's cheap enough. I mean, I should just grab them, right? And just take, really listen to them. I've heard good things about them.
Okay.
So I'm not a big IEM person. When it comes to IEM person, I guess I have maybe a couple, and you know they tend to be expensive, so I don't take a look at the lower end, but it would be interesting.
Okay.
So.
All right. Next is the Apos ATRZ00X headphone.
Oh, the Apos Audio Technica R70X, right? What did people have to say about that? Well, let's talk about the Apos a little bit. The R70X, I think it's R70X Refined or something. Apos did their own version of it. I think it has different pads. It sounds good. It's an interesting take. You know, the downside is the headphone it doesn't fit my head, unfortunately. It might fit yours.
Oh wait, hang on. Sorry, I was on the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, the Apos it's a lot of people said very enjoyable. A lot of people recommended these. It probably makes little sense because they are a limited run. Okay. A lot of them said that they hope they make the model regular product and also make the headband more accommodating for individuals with a large head.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's down. That's a bad thing.
Yeah, I wish they did.
Headband's uncomfortable?
Yeah. For me it was. For most people it won't be.
Okay.
Since it's just my head, big head, and just doesn't. So, I mean, the people with bigger heads have had issues with, or wider heads.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, you got the iBbasso DC Elite dongle.
Oh, iBbasso, it's a dongle. I haven't tried it. I'm kind of curious. I'm not a big dongle person anymore because you know what a dongle is?
Yeah, kind of.
It's this thing. You remember the little thing for the iPod, and you just plug something in.
Oh, okay.
So they make these gigantic dongles that are like this big or whatever, and they plug into your and in my experience, the good ones tend to drain the battery from your phone like crazy.
Oh, wow.
So that's the downside.
Okay.
So I'm not really into big gigantic dongles, and I'm curious, right? Because the iBbasso stuff, I've never liked anything from iBbasso ever, but I'm open, right? So I'm curious how this is going to perform. And also for a lot of dongles, they just kind of tend to, if they don't suck the battery, they tend to suck.
Okay.
Like there's another dongle that I tried. People were saying, "Oh, this is great." I just thought it sucked. There's one dongle that I like, and that's that's like the iFi Go whatever. I don't remember, but it's this golden brick. It weighs like a pound or something.
Okay.
It actually sounds good, but it just drains the battery.
Oh wow.
The rest of dongles I've tried, it just whatever. They don't sound any better than that little cheap $10 dongle that you get from Best Buy. But again, I'm curious. I'm curious, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
All right. Well, those of you who want to try a dongles out, let Marv know. Food for thought on that one. Next up is the DNA Supernaut tube headphone amp. You have the excellence on that one.
Oh yeah. It's like this big.
Okay.
It's painted Smurf blue. I should take a photo of it or something. That's a really nice higher end unit. It's like $4,000, $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
What do we have comments? I think.
For the DNA Supernaut, what we have is we have a KT66 tube amp that somehow captures the nuance, resolve, and magic of triodes while still having qualities of tetrode, transients, articulation. Not a sound for everyone for sure, but still DNA house sound. Yeah.
This has got the good transformers. It uses the KT66 tube, which is easier to find and cheaper than the 2A3s that most people like. Mm-hmm. I still think it's worth hunting down, some vintage or higher quality tubes if you can, because they do sound better.
Okay.
But we'll leave it at that. It is a higher cost unit. People are very familiar with Donald North. He's probably the only game left in town when it comes to tube amps, which I know it's $4,000, but I consider his stuff high volume.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff out there that's $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and 10, 14, whatever, 15, and it's like it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It's pretty good. $15,000 for a tube amp. That better sound pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But for Donald, it's like $4,000. It's like, wow, this is really good.
Okay.
So not many guys left.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have the Nitsch Sound Magni Piety or Piety.
Oh, Magni Piety, right?
Piety.
Oh yeah, that's a little thing there. But what do people have to say about that?
For that one, what people said about that one was, while it's not technically superior to the other Magnis, technically on par, Unity might surpass it. The Piety somehow has the tubey sound in the mids and overall is just excellent. Another person said relatively easy to pair with a variety of chains. Piety already got a Golden Schlong in 2022. Really?
Yeah.
And then in 2024 it gets longevity designation. Wow, so they're a runner up, or they already got the golden one before. In
I guess it's been around for a while, so I think it's a neat little amp. It actually sounds tubey, for
Okay.
a little thing. I should get you one of them.
Okay.
But, just so you can start listening to some of the stuff. And yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that one got the value and longevity mark. Next up is the ZMF Verite headphone.
Oh,
Verite. So you have
Verite or something headphone.
So you have excellence and longevity on that one.
What was written on that?
Let's see. On that one was polarizing, sure, but technically excellent, and is still the best expression of the ZMS house sound. Super resolving, and for those who like DMF-ness, it's haunting. Tucks at the heartstrings.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a classic. Which one? I mean, it's excellence, right? It's been around for a while now, right? So that get the longevity designation.
Yeah, they got the longevity one.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the next one is the same criteria, except it's called the Atrium.
Oh, yeah.
ZMF Atrium headphone.
Atrium's interesting.
So that one got the excellence mark. That one was said that with the more open Atrium mesh or Alios mesh, this thing slams and conveys sonic textures beautifully. Apparently one person sold his code 6.
His liver?
Yeah, his liver. Yeah, sold his liver.
Yeah.
No, he said he sold his code 6 to
or code.
Yeah, code 6, but it did
code
better.
X or something.
Yeah, because it did everything
Wow.
code 6 did, but it did it better.
Wow. Okay, that's high praise because the Atrium is a dynamic headphone. The Code X is a planar, but it hits really hard. It's that's kind of long sought after. The guy who makes them isn't around anymore.
Oh really?
Yeah. Who makes the Code X is not around, so it's kind of a weird thing. But for someone to really like the Atrium over that, speaks volumes. The Atrium hits like a freight train. I've heard, and I've seen people who literally put them on and say, "Whoa, holy shit, Mark! Like these are really good. I need to get them."
Huh.
There's someone I knew who actually did that. So yeah.
Okay.
So more than a few people. So they definitely. I need to bring all this stuff up and have you take a listen to them so you're familiar. So yeah.
True. Next up is the Koss Porta Pro Wireless 2.0.
Oh, the Porta Pros. Interesting. Porta Pros. It sounds like Porta.
It does.
Porta potty.
I was gonna say that. I didn't want to say it. It said it.
Yeah.
I didn't say it. He did.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know. This is a new product. I mean, the Porta Pros have been around forever. Right? They're cheap. They're lightweight. I don't think they have much bass. But they're just cheap, and the fact that they're wireless, and I think last time I looked at Amazon, they were like almost free. So it's probably one of those, give me kind of things.
All right. Next up, we have the Crinacle Zero 2 IEM.
I haven't heard those, but I think this is, how much are they? I have no idea.
No idea. You have marked on them for value.
Okay, so they're probably cheap. I bet they're probably another $25, $50 thing.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The person mentioned that, so $25, $50. It says that it's very decent IEM. They are light and comfortable. $30 cable swap and $25 alternate tips make them slightly better, but I still reverted to stock.
No, okay. So something worth trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Food for thought later on. All right, we're getting down to the wire here. Next up, we have the Soekris 1221 DAC.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one you have the value. Oh.
Yeah. I haven't heard it. I love the Soekris, the higher end one. I think it's the 1521 or 1421, whatever. And it's I think it's worth mentioning is that it's an alternative, right? You see so many DACs that are out there. There's a bunch of stuff from China, and there's bunch of higher end stuff. But here's a guy who's focusing on stuff that's affordable.
Okay.
So in the what? They said 500, 600. I'd be very curious to try that.
Okay.
Right. I think we have to start hitting the value stuff rather than
the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Than the high end, super expensive stuff.
Gotcha. All right. You got the Gaudio Nair IEM. You have that one for longevity?
The G, was it G Audio?
Gaudio.
Yeah,
Gaudio.
that's been around for a while. I think that's an IEM. Yeah, Nair, right? Oh, they're a Swiss company.
I'm sorry, for females out there, and maybe if females out there use it too, there's a little thing out there on the market called Nair. It's spelled the same way, Nair. It's for skin. Instead of, if you don't want to shave, you just spray that on, you just wipe it off.
Yeah, okay.
So when I hear that, my mind automatically goes to that. Sorry.
It could be something worse. Some other product. But
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a Swiss company. They probably weren't, probably a lot of folks is probably in Europe, probably not aware of strange products in the American marketplace.
Shavers.
Shavers, yeah, Nair, right? So, yes, I'm glad you brought that up.
I couldn't help it.
Okay.
Nair.
Nair is another IEM. I think it almost has universal praise for how neutral the tonal signature is, right? That means, there's the bass. The bass isn't elevated, nor is it light, right? The treble is very flat. It's there's no harshness, but it's not like dark or mellow or anything like that.
Okay.
It's just I feel it's a reference quality IEM. It definitely deserves mention. I don't think it's what people are looking for. I think a lot of people use IEMs. The younger crowd, they like a little bit more bass, a little bit more sizzle, but it's interesting because Sean, Shotgun Shane, Crinacle, who's very well known.
Okay.
He likes it, and Crinacle and I tend to not like the same things, especially on the high end.
Okay.
Right. So, but for this, I think there's almost universal agreement, and I think that says something.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Give those a try.
Yeah.
Last but not least, you have the xDuoo TA66 tube amp.
Oh, this is interesting. I wanted a cheap tube amp, right?
Okay.
And I thought a while ago there's this thing called the Dark Voice 336, and it worked really well with. You remember the HD800s, right?
Yeah, I remember.
You like them because they use it. Oh wow, it's like I can hear music in front of me. It's not inside my head.
Yeah.
The thing with them is they can be kind of bright and kind of dry sometimes because it's kind of diffuse and things are kind of out there, and you kind of want to bring this tubey quality, give it a little bit, make it a little bit less dry, a little bit of a wetter, more bloomier sound. Okay. And that tends to work with the HD800. So I was doing a search on Dark Voice and I ended up on the Apos site, and it's like, discontinued or whatever. I'm like, damn. And then look at the TA. Was it TA66, the xDuoo? Mm-hmm. TA66, and it looked interesting. It's an OTL amp, which is output transformerless. I think it's great that they're offering at $250. My sense is that this is going to be pretty decent. Okay. Because it's OTL, certain sound, they don't have transformers, which means it should be a lower price. There's a lot of stuff that's out there that's, here's a tube amp, it's $2,000, it's $3,000, and for them to say, there's no reason why a tube amplifier without transformers should be super expensive.
Exactly.
So this should be. I want to get this in,
right?
and get a listen to it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about it myself.
Yeah, I'll park that at your desk.
Okay.
At work for a while.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could probably do a review on that.
Okay.
Because it's so different. It
Yeah.
is OTLs have a certain sound, so I'm kind of curious. You know, how do you like it? We can compare it to other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when is the voting cast on who wins this for the
let's see. Well, there's no voting. It's done by a secret committee.
A secret round table committee.
Yes,
Hush,
yes,
hush.
it's done by secret
closed doors.
committee.
You know, secret locations sent to your phones, people.
Yeah. So it's yeah. So we'll maybe next year we tend to hit end of January, February.
Okay.
And it's not on purpose, you know, because we're trying to not do this, you know, commercial. You know, buy this, buy all this crap.
Yeah.
You know, being YouTube shills, buy this. This is the best ever.
Yeah.
You know, we just you know, these are nominations. We think they're good. Ha ha. Too bad Christmas is over. You know. So.
Yeah.
And so think about it, right? Take some time to think about what you know what's good, right?
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. We have our Happy New Year's thing, so. We will know who the nominations are at the end of January, mid-February with the Hush Hush Committee. So yeah, we got these things to wish everyone Happy New Year.
Oh.
Twist them.
Which way? Do I like?
The arrow. Follow the arrow.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Hang on.
Okay. All right. So
then we got this one. So
okay.
it's gonna scare my
Okay,
dog.
okay.
Ready?
Right.
Hang on.
Now all right. Where did that come from?
Die Hard.
Yeah. Right.
The limo scene.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay.
See you guys later.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Oh yeah. Subscribe. Right.
Yep.
Like.
Subscribe.
Yep.
Like.
Yep. Remember, we're non-shill, not non-shill.
Yep.
We don't get this crap for free. We
Yep.
actually buy it ourselves. So please, you know. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. See you guys later.
All right. See you guys. Bye.